Hey everybody, this is Fei Wu from Feisworld Media, and today I have 6 tips, that's how we say 6 in Chinese, for Zumbathon. So you're gonna have multiple instructors teaching classes. Here are the list of things I want you to run through, and I'll guarantee you to have a very successful live stream session Zumbathon. Number 1, have a prep/rehearsal meeting. Yes, you want everybody to be on the same page. If you have 7 instructors teaching that day, you want 7 of them all together. They should understand the schedule, who's going first, second, and third. They should all understand how to turn on advanced setting on their laptop, which is under share screen, advanced, share computer audio only. If they only have access to iPhone or tablet, then the quality of their music won't be as good. The only option they can choose at that point is to use share, then choose screen, and then play their Spotify. Once they start playing Spotify, they need to minimize the application so that their app can continue to be used as a video device. Now, the downside of that is the music quality won't be as good, and the video quality will be degraded as well because you're trying to do too much on a single device. I will highly recommend that the dance instructors use a laptop if they have one. Step 2, test your settings during rehearsal. I'm dead serious. All 7 people, I'm assuming there's 7 of you, and you want to run through everything you're going to do that day. You want to be in the real environment. If you're going to teach in the living room, have this meeting in the living room. Or in your bedroom, have this meeting in the bedroom. What you don't want to do is to switch contexts and switch locations for the actual event. It's going to mess you up, to be honest. If you have a webcam, throw it on there. A regular webcam is going to deliver quality video better than what's built into your PC or Mac laptop. The next thing is, I'm not sure if it's possible, if you have kids at home, definitely in addition to say, please be quiet while I'm teaching, but also if they're playing really high-def video games that's going to consume so much of your bandwidth or your Wi-Fi at home, maybe ask them to pause just for those 10 to 15 minutes that you're teaching. Next thing, number 3, is audio check. Now, it's a little bit complex because if you're running a regular Zoom meeting, then you have to make whoever's teaching that day a co-host. This is true if you're using a regular Zoom account, meaning anything from $14.99 and up. However, that feature is different. It's not called co-host, even though I'm pretty sure you can still add them, is if you are subscribed to the webinar package, which is $40 more each month, then you can make all these dance instructors panelists. So panelists give people who use webinar that two-way communication. So co-hosts and panelists, you can assign as many people as you want, right? But for you, obviously, you're not going to assign your students who join the class, only the people who are teaching with you. So it's really important that whoever is hosting this event is facilitating all of this to happen. As soon as you arrive at the rehearsal, and by the way, that meeting should be set up exactly the same as how you would run the live session. Everybody should already be made co-hosts or panelists. Now, if you forgot to do that, the good news is you can actually do that live at the beginning of each Zoom session. It doesn't have to be set in the back end. Give each other the ability to run their audio check. So the next person needs to be immediately going to share screen, advanced setting, share computer audio only. One more thing, that person should really test the music by connecting Spotify and play the piece of music as if she is teaching the real live session. So that step you really don't want to skip. It won't take very long if everybody is very focused. Okay, number 4, check your internet. Use a website such as speedtest.net, and Zoom requires at least 3 Mbps for upload and download. I would say more is better in this case, especially during the quarantine. So that is very critical. If you don't have that, I know probably there isn't too much you can do. That's unfortunate, but at least you will know ahead of time and do what you can. Below 3 Mbps, that means there may be delay to your music or to your videos. Number 5, very easily overlooked, you want to be next to a charging station. You definitely want to make sure that your device, whatever it is, your laptop or your phone or your tablet, are fully charged or plugged in somewhere. If you're not near an outlet, what you want to do is make sure you have one of those external batteries that you can plug in. When you join the Zumbathon, right? At the beginning, your phone's fully charged, you're learning and all that, and the next thing is that you look over your batteries and you're dead and it's your turn to teach. You don't want that to happen. The next point, as I mentioned before, you really need a host and a facilitator for this event to happen, basically an organizer. I'm going to show you real quick, if you haven't done so before, how to turn on co-host inside of Zoom. You can enable co-host as a setting inside of Zoom. So let me take you back to this navigation. I always struggle with account settings. So when you log into Zoom, go to the left-hand side under admin, go to account settings, like so. After you're done, there is a secondary navigation. Click on In Meeting Basic. Now within In Meeting Basic, what you'll find is there's a menu item called Co-host. Now turn that on. You'll get a confirmation, turn on, you're done. The last thing, which is if you're hosting a regular Zoom meeting, what you want to do as best practice during the live session is whoever is not teaching needs to immediately mute themselves. This allows the co-host or the next dance instructor to take control music and be the featured video. Now, if you have a regular meeting, unfortunately, you won't have full control over what the groups are seeing, what other people are seeing. In a very friendly message, maybe at the beginning of the session, let people know how to pin the video. I have a separate video to teach people how to pin. It might be helpful for you to send that video first to participants or people who register for the event. It gives you all the basics you need to know to join a Zoom meeting as a participant successfully. But you can also repeat that at the beginning of the session. Again, this is if you're using a regular Zoom meeting. You want the participants to manually pin the video. When dance instructor changes from person A to B, you need to change the pinned video to person B. Now, if somebody forgets to do that, this could be remedied as well by person A, by instructor A, turning off audio while everybody else, all the participants are muted, where the next instructor is going to be the only one with the audio on and be the feature video. Things get a little bit more creative, a little easier if you're running a webinar. Why is this? Because Zoom Webinar gives the host the ability to control the view for everyone, panelists and all the webinar attendees. So that's kind of a really interesting and helpful feature, which means whatever the host pins or spotlight as the video, well, that's what everybody else sees. Let me give you one more tip, which I have hosted virtual events and galas for more than 100 people. One thing I learned is always, always, always have a backup monitoring device. What I mean by that is if you're running your meeting through your laptop, I really hope you do if you're going to host a session, because laptop is just way easier to navigate, to control compared to a real estate to this size, right? And also, as I mentioned before, the Zoom mobile app won't give you all the options, especially the advanced options. You're going to run the meeting from your laptop, but then you're going to log in on your mobile phone as an attendee, a person with no power but to passively consume the content, right, as a viewer. So you want to see exactly what they see, and sometimes there's a delay. Monitoring device will give you the truest view of what everybody's seeing, and this was a lifesaver for me. Okay, 2 more additional tips I would also recommend on top of everything I just talked about. If you expect a lot of people joining the session, or especially if the panelists or your dance instructors are coming from all over the place, not even within the same state, possibly different time zones or even countries. And that's what I run into with my virtual gala event with performers from Japan, for example. So I would recommend you have the performers/dance instructors join the meeting half an hour before. Okay, that's when you take the meeting very seriously. So if not, I would say at least 15 to 20 minutes, because once the machine is set up, they can leave, they can use the restroom, grab a snack, whatever it may be, right? They can even turn off the video, but you know collectively as a system is ready to go. Last time when we ran the gala, I did a 15-minute sound check and a couple of things just went wrong. People had to call me on how to log into Zoom. It was pretty messy. So that half an hour lead time before your actual live stream events happen is just huge, honestly. The performers/the instructors you're working with, you know, you could have a rehearsal a week leading to the event or a couple of days. There's no guarantee that everybody will remember exactly what to do, especially the advanced setting within Zoom, because I've seen events where people sort of have forgotten halfway through, you know, and the host or the organizer, like, you know, they feel really nervous when people forget what they need to do. I would recommend that you simply hand them a PDF or a guide, with the one page open where people can mark the steps they tend to forget. So this way, not only they're teaching, they're hearing you, they can print it out using their home printer, or they can have it ready on a tablet somewhere. That would just be super helpful. I love this community. Thank you so much for listening to all of this, and I hope you find it helpful. Please share away. I want to create as many free tutorials and videos as possible, and this community enabled me to build a tribe I never thought it was possible. If you want to support us, the best way is on Patreon. We have additional resources, including products, merch, and Google Docs available in the link I'm going to indicate below on feisworld.com/livestream. We're excited to keep building up on that page. We have a free Facebook group as well, and I welcome you all in. We have amazing conversations. We're learning from each other. And yes, that means that I learn so much from you. That's all for it for right now. Please hit subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. To do that, make sure you hit the bell button. Much love. Mwah.